Okay, I think we'll make a start. So thanks for everyone joining today. My name's Oliver, as you're probably familiar, as you're one of my accounts. So this is sort of targeted direct to my account. So if you do have any further questions after this session, then feel free to email me or call me directly. But Dan's going to be the star of the show today. Dan is our resident Mimecast specialist. So he's going to go through a product called CyberGraph, which I think is I know I've emailed all of you saying this, but I think it is a great addition to the Mimecast service. It really is a powerful product once you've seen how it works, and it's relatively low in its cost to add on. So hopefully you find it useful. Dan's going to go through it. We will keep it short because I know everyone's busy. It'll be about sort of maybe 15 to 20, 25 minutes, if that. But of course, if you've got any questions at the end, feel free to ask them. But like I say, Dan and I are on tap at the end or later on through the weeks if you have any questions or you want trials, things like that. So yeah, feel free to get in touch with us. But Dan, without any further ado, if you want to take the stage and go through the benefits of CyberGraph.
Cool, thank you very much. So hello everyone, I am Dan Raven, the internal Mimecast solution specialist. So as Ollie said, we're going to go through one of the many products that Mimecast offers for their suite called CyberGraph. It has two main significant benefits to this additional bolt-on to the Mimecast suite. We'll go through the first one initially, which is to do with embedded trackers that are within emails from cybercriminals. So you may or may not know, but within targeted emails to organizations, cybercriminals can embed trackers into your emails in the form of either change of fonts or silent web files that play automatically as soon as the email is opened. Now, these are used typically in the advertising industry to gather information as to whether the information was read and received, if it was opened by the intended recipient, how long they read it for, etc. With cybercriminals, on the other hand, they are using it to gather a lot more significant information from you, like your location, how long you've read it for, and if you forwarded it to anyone, the device that you're using it on, and any potential gaps in your firmware or operating system. So they use this information to then garnish a very sophisticated social engineering attack on you or your business. By doing so, it would say, for example, your director or one of your high-end managers had gone away somewhere on holiday and only told a few people within the business. That email will be sent to them, and they would use that information that they are, as in this next example, in San Francisco. So they would use the impersonation tactics of your director or important person to send another email to someone within the business and give that sense of genuine presence that they know, and it is someone within the business that knows you're in San Francisco, as a prime example. You'll then look at that email and you'll think, okay, I'm going to read it on a small device where the font's a bit more difficult to read, and they'll open up that email and boom, away you go with the social engineering aspect. It would then use sort of pressure techniques to do things that you've probably already seen in existing spam emails, like click here to receive your free £500, or click here, pay a small fee, and you'll receive a winning prize. We've all seen the emails, but these are going on a much more sophisticated level by putting pressure on the end user or the end recipient to do a certain task. Within the emails you can see here, it will say this needs to be paid before a job can be completed. Just adds that extra pressure onto an unsuspecting victim. With most secure email gateways, they will tag the email, and we've all seen those banners that pop up in Outlook and Gmail saying we've blocked these pictures. Do you want to click here to download? We've all seen them. We've all got used to them, and we've all become very, very blind to them, to the point where we don't even probably read them anymore. I know I don't on some occasions, but the majority of people will just see the banner and click it irrespective. This can prove very difficult to keep on top of from a security point of view within your own email environment. So just to recap on CyberGraph, prevents the trackers from removing the information and taking what the cyber criminals are looking to get from that targeted email. It masks the user's location, so nothing effectively when they open the email will be sent to the cybercriminal. It'll be as if the email was never opened and never read. Anything that is in terms of the engagement levels, again, is completely stripped out the email, and any further information can be stopped at that point of risk. This within CyberGraph is a part of the portal, which is a part of the reporting aspect, which gives you a lot more sort of geographically located data as to who has been targeted, why they've been targeted, and how many times they've been targeted. So you can then focus on if more people are working from home and being targeted that way, you can bolster up measures internally using either additional Mimecast products or by strengthening other parts of your business. Again, just a little bit more information on the CyberGraph itself, where it is a machine intelligence learning source. Any company that is using Mimecast and CyberGraph across the world, all of that information is fed into a central database, so it can then continue to combat any cyber criminals that are trying to get into your business on a much larger scale than other operations within the business. The second and most beneficial, in my point of view, is the contextual warnings that pop up. This is the second benefit to CyberGraph, and where we found a lot of very positive response to in terms of giving users, the end users, a lot more awareness about what is actually being sent to them and what is being received. So within the 27 different warnings, they come up in a traffic light system of red, amber, and green. Red is your most malicious. Amber, as you can see here, is that we think it's suspicious. However, we're using our own information and our own intelligence to say that it is suspicious in the fact that this example here, domain was created recently, and this is the first email to your company. Now, these messages are completely customizable to your own wording if you don't like the standard wording that is in the banners, but I wouldn't advise changing them too dramatically, because anything that could muddy the waters and change the point of the banner is only going to confuse the end user. When you have user-reported crowd intelligence, there are several options that you can have within the email if you do think it is suspicious or that you have an inkling that there might be something malicious within the email. You can have the 3 banners that pop up here in terms of spam. That adds it to your blacklist of spam filters and you never see it again. It is dangerous, in which you believe it is fully malicious. This will then do 2 things. It will be reported and activated across the rest of the business, so every user sees that within real time. So if it was, for example, amber on 5 users, it would then turn straight to red immediately as soon as 1 person reported it. That sends a SMS or an email notification to the administrators to do further remediation on, and also sends to Mimecast for them to feed into their analytics and do further investigation on that email as well. This is a sort of a typical banner that you will see if it has been marked as dangerous. It will ask you to do several things on that email, as I say, which is customizable to how you wish it to be. And lastly, just before we sort of close on the point, just a couple more statistics for you that have been garnished since COVID was sort of started in 2020. 26.3% increase in spam, 30.3% increase in impersonation attacks, 35.1, we'll call it just now, increase in malware, and 55.8% increase in clicks on blocked URLs. This is only increasing on a month-by-month trend, where a lot more people are transitioning to a hybrid work environment or leaving their full-time jobs in an office to work full-time at home. And again, where CyberGraph comes into full effect is across all of your Outlook and business mail recipients. They will all update across multiple devices, laptops and computers. So thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. As Ollie mentioned at the start, if you need anything further, please reach out to Ollie or myself. We're happy to go through anything in more detail.
Thanks, Dan. I think it's a good opportunity for later or now, if you haven't. Have you got the other examples of the sort of the red, amber, green? Actually, I think I have them to hand here, where it's just gives you more examples of those 27 templates.
Within the email that I think you sent out to your accounts would be the examples that you could pull up.
Yeah, you're quite right. I'm looking at that now. So if anyone does want to see more of those examples that do come up for individual users coming up with the variations of this email is outside of your organization, this email is coming from a country that you don't typically deal with, this email has been marked as suspicious from other companies, things like that, then we can show you those as well. But like I said, we keep it short and sweet. If you've got any questions on this, do email me directly or give me a call, and we can either come and see you and talk about it a bit more, or we can book another call. But thank you all for joining, and thanks, Dan, for presenting.
No problem. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.